Hello, that's John.
And that's Brian. And welcome to Wild Boar Cycling, your home of bicycle adventures, bicycle builds, and repairs.
This is our first shot at making any real YouTube content, so we're fumbling through this a little bit, but let's just jump into some introductions.
So we thought we might talk about our rider profiles. So I'm a retired school administrator. Yes, and I'm going to emphasize that word, retired.
Hashtag aspirations.
Aspirations, there you go. Currently, I ride for the Fightin' Bobas cycling team. This is a master cycling team in Sonoma County. If you're out on the road around here, you might see us in our blue and yellow kits. I also ride with the Sonoma County Bicycle Club. This is the preeminent club in Sonoma County. They offer a myriad of weekly rides, daily rides. There's just about everything you can do. And also, if you go to their link, it also tells you what some of our favorite rides are in the county. I'm a recent graduate of the United Bicycle Institute in Ashland, Oregon. I'm a certified bicycle technician. This is a great school. If you have any interest in going out and working on your mechanic skills, this would be a great place for you to go and check out what they have to offer. And you can find that link over here or over there, wherever we decide to move it. Hey, some of my previous cycling accomplishments, I'm a California Triple Crown Award winner. That California Triple Crown is 3 double centuries in a year. And I might add that also included the Terrible 2, which is one of the most difficult double centuries that's offered in California. On another note, I'm a cancer survivor. And I think that's what got me back into cycling. And so if you haven't gone out and gotten checked recently, make sure you do. You get screened for cancer and don't let it slow you down. How about you, Brian?
Well, I'm Brian. I'm a teacher, an engineer. Currently, I'm an environmental educator at this point. And I really got into cycling during COVID. I was running a lot and then I got shin splints and I couldn't do that anymore. So started cycling. And that's what I do. I've never been in a race. I don't do a whole lot. But what happened was a couple of months ago, called up my dad here and I said, "Hey Dad, do you want to do the Steamboat Springs race with me this coming year?"
And I said, "Sure." Tell me more about it.
Well, yeah, so if you haven't heard of Steamboat Springs gravel race, there's probably a link somewhere. The race that we're doing, it's got a couple different tiers. We're doing a 140-mile ride, gravel race. 100 miles of that, 140 is gravel. There's like 9,000 feet of elevation gain. It's a big deal. There's like different tiers. There's a pro level, and obviously that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, so, we kind of applied for this on a whim because, there are 35,000 riders that want to do this, 3,500 riders that want to do this. So we applied for the lottery, and lo and behold, our team, Boba Ebb, got selected to participate in this year's event. So.
Gravel race. A couple things about that. This video is supposed to go live on January 20th. And that's
7 months.
7 months until race day. The thing about that is, these are some of my dad's bikes.
Yeah, I'm a Trek kind of fan. This is my road bike on top, my Amonda. And down the bottom here, and Brian steps out of the way for a second, this is my Checkpoint ALR5. And this will be the one that I'm going to use when we go to Steamboat Springs. So Brian's going to bring you over his bike and show you what he's got in mind.
Well, this is my bike. This is the one I ride on all the time. I did have a mid-70s Centurion that got nicked off my front porch when I first started cycling, being at COVID. Picked this up off Craigslist. I don't know what it is. I have had people out in the wild think it's a Bianchi. Serial number doesn't help me. It is steel. I think it's like good steel based on how light the frame is. But this is my steel road bike. It's at least 30 years old. I have gone through several iterations of upgrades, and I'm just noticing I don't have the drivetrain in Biggie Smalls. If the GCN folks are watching, I'm sorry. But currently, this is what I got on here now. This is an old bike. I'm currently running, I think, 28 millimeter tires, and I have about half a millimeter worth of space to get more rubber in there, and that's just not gonna work for a gravel race. So here's part of my problem. This isn't a gravel bike, and I can't do anything to make it go on gravel.
So, Brian, let's go ahead and see your new bike is in that tube.
So here's my new gravel bike. I haven't even opened this yet. It came in the mail about a week or so ago. Wow, this is like really put together.
It's amazing how they can put gravel bikes in such small packages.
So many staples. Come on.
We have one rule in our house. We're not going to the emergency room today.
Oh, no emergency room trips today. All right, so here's my gravel bike. So well packaged.
How did it fit in that small tube?
Now I picked this up from Torch and File, which I think is in Portland, Oregon. And here we go. All right, let's see. That's a chain stay, or maybe a seat stay. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that's a chain stay. Yeah, this isn't all my bike. I got a head tube coming. But yeah, so here's the thing. As I said a little while ago, I'm an engineer, which means that I think I know how to do everything there is to do in this world. I do own a TIG welder. I know how to turn it on and make it get hot, but welding together steel tubes that are very thin wall thickness is not trivial, let alone cutting them to the precise angles that you need to get the fit up right. So, part of what we're going to be doing in the next 7 months is turning these into a gravel bike. So hopefully that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Brian, thanks for showing us your new bike in the box that came today, or should I say the bike in a tube that came today. It's going to be interesting to see how your project comes together. Hey, we've talked about our bikes and what we're riding a little bit, but really another important piece of this is fitness. So, I ride an average of 200 miles a week, 15 hours a week, and so last year I had almost 9,000 miles, not including my time on my non-smart trainer. How about you, Brian? What's your training program looking like?
Well, none of us are retired, so I ride about 45 miles a week, a little less than 4 hours per week. And I don't know, you got this big long pedigree. I've done 2 centuries ever, total. One of them was last year, and then the other one was the year before that. So, I feel like our fitness levels are comparable. It seems like we get about the same amount of training going on there.
I want to check your math done today.
But, so in addition to working on my welding skills, I definitely have a lot of room to work on my cycling fitness.
And I'm going to help Brian with his cycling fitness and to get him into shape. And also my main goal is to reduce the number of 4-letter words that come out of his mouth when the road goes up over 10% grade. Yeah, he's going to have to be ready for that 140-mile ride, 100 winches in gravel with about 9,000 feet of elevation gain. And that is not going to be easy, considering this will also be done at altitude.
Hey, high air is more aerodynamic.
High air is more aerodynamic. And what do you always say to me? Cold air is slow air.
Cold air is slower. This is true. Cold air is slow air.
Spoken like an engineer. Great, folks. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we really enjoyed Brian's big reveal of his new gravel bike. Hey, before we let you go today, I want to give you a heads up about what's coming up on our future episodes here on this channel. One of the ones that's going to be very, very soon is our fitness test using the Wahoo Kicker and the Wahoo System. Now, the Wahoo System X gives that 4DP fitness test, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays in, and we'll measure our fitness as we go through and getting ready for next August. And I know you're looking forward to the next one, aren't you?
Yeah. So, and you guys should be looking forward to this too, because, spending that much time on a road bike or a gravel bike in the drops or on the hoods is really kind of rough on the body, so flexibility is really key. And as I build my fitness level, it's going to be a lot of working out, and I don't want to get any injuries. So we're going to be doing some father-son yoga, and I'm not going to pretend I'm a yogi or anything, but I've definitely done a whole lot more yoga than this guy right here. And so I'm really looking forward to getting him on a yoga mat and putting that on camera and then putting that out to the internet for everybody in the world to see. That's going to be a good time, don't you think?
That'll be very interesting. Hey, also, we're going to be doing some bike modifications. I'm going to be using my Trek checkpoint. I got a couple things I want to change before we go on our big ride. And of course, I'm going to be talking a lot about bicycle maintenance recommendations. Now, a lot of this information, I learned at the United Bicycle Institute. And as a certified bike technician, I might be able to give you some advice of things that you can do at home that you may not be doing now.
And then, of course, we live in an amazing place for cycling. We have like over 250 sunny days a year. And so we're going to be going on some bike rides as we train and build our fitness for Steamboat coming up here. And so we're going to take you on some of those, show you some of our favorite places to ride around here. And of course, I'm going to be welding together a bike frame and all the bits and pieces that go along with doing that. And so there's going to be a lot of videos about that coming up here. And hopefully I just don't seriously injure myself or burn down my garage in the process.
And that is one of our goals for the year, is make sure Brian does not burn down his garage and his shop. Hey, so these are some of the episodes that you won't want to miss. So be sure to follow our YouTube channel and our Facebook page for more information. And you can also check us out on Strava. That's a good way to keep up with some of the rides that we're going on. And of course, you can also map those out and do some of those yourself. So for those folks that live outside of Sonoma County, hey, if you're visiting Northern California and you'd like a guided tour of some of our favorite routes, hey, just send us a note and we can arrange rides for all levels of fitness and abilities. Anything else?
I don't know. I think it's good. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to do the standard YouTube things of liking and subscribing and all that stuff and getting notifications so you know when our next videos come out. And I'm really looking forward to not swearing as much when we go up hills.
Hey, have a great day, get out and ride, and keep the rubber side down.